the year just started. Personally, I'm going to tell you my experience right now, and to my colleagues who I talked to today, you're seeing a lot more interest from buyers out there than I expected. Hello, mis amigos. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Coming up, I got your latest data from the Northwest MLS in regards to the condo market for the month of December. If you're looking for the data for the month of December in regards to single-family residential homes or just your regular home, I've got that video for you. I did that last week. You can find it in my playlist or here on my channel. Just scroll down and look for it. Okay, so 2026, Happy New Year, by the way. Hopefully it's going to be a great one for all you guys looking to buy or sell real estate. And I'll tell you right now, before I proceed and give you the data, the year just started. Personally, I'm going to tell you my experience right now, and to my colleagues who I talked to today, you're seeing a lot more interest from buyers out there than I expected. You know, November, December, January, very, very slow times of the year, especially December and January. However, with the news that rates dropped just to about 5.99, the lowest they've been in almost, from what I understand, over a year, definitely. That appears to be triggering a lot of you buyers out there to get back into the market. Like I told a lot of you guys for the last several months, if you're a buyer, don't wait for the spring because your competition is just going to jack up the price on you. Okay, so what we saw for the month overall in the market when it comes to single-family residential homes and condos for the month of December, we saw an increase in the amount of inventory by as much as 23%. Well, we saw that every single month for 2025, just a continued increase. But month over month, we actually saw a drop in the amount of inventory by as much as 24%, and that's attributed to a lot of the fact that it's a slower market, and seller, if you're going to sell your house, you're like, I'll just wait till 2026. So it's very seasonal, okay? Now, when it comes to prices, we saw a slight increase, just a little bit, because that was, you know, what we saw in 2025, you know, softening the prices. It was an increase for the third straight month by as much as only 2%. Condo market and residential, single-family residential markets, I don't combine them, only because if you want to buy a house, you don't want to know the number of the two sectors combined because it kind of screws the number, right? If you want a condo, you don't want to know about single-family residential homes, and you don't want to cut grass, okay? So that's why the reason I divide it. So coming up, I got the condo market for the month of December for King County, Seattle, the east side, and the one area of King County that a lot of you love. And I picked it, why? Well, because it had the biggest decrease in the median sales price. Stick around because I know you're going to love it. Hey, before I continue, gladly appreciate that if at the end of this video you really like it, subscribing to my channel if you haven't, liking it, and also turning on notifications. That way, every time I upload a video, it might be that one video that might help you buy or sell real estate, especially in 2026. Okay, I know you're saying, shut up, move on. Okay, here we go. Let's go on with King County. Here's your numbers for King County. Again, condo year-over-year numbers. New listings was 284. The month of December, or rather November, that number was actually 462. Very seasonal, but year-over-year, it was about the same. Now, one thing that really stood out to me for the month of December is that the numbers in a lot of different categories were higher in December than they were in November. Yes, the agreement between two parties was in November when it's a little bit busier, but still, we saw a lot of numbers go up. For example, closed sales, we saw 409, whereas if you look at the month of November, that number was under 330, okay? Another number that stands out, which is great for you buyers out there, is the days on market was 51. Month prior was 48. The higher this goes, buyers, if you didn't see my other videos, it's better for you. Oh, seller, you don't want to lower the price? Well, there's plenty more competition out there. Your place has been on the market 51 days. Not good for you, seller, which obviously not good for sellers, but that's a good number to look for if you're buying a house or a condo. Median sales price, $537,500. And the median sales price in the month prior was $505. You see 12 months prior, it's a dip of 3%. The other number that stands out for me is months of inventory, 2.6, increased by as much as 4% year over year. And when we look at the month prior, that number was 3.6. Moving on now to Seattle. This is what the Northwest MLS considers being the Seattle market, up to about lake part of Shoreline, right below Shoreline. There you see Magnolia, Queen Anne, the West Seattle, Lake Ridge, and Beacon Hill. So here are your numbers. Again, we're doing year-over-year condos, median sales price $555,000. It was a lot higher, about $20,000 more in the month of November at $574,000. Not much. Remember I said up top video, the softening of prices. That was what we saw throughout 2025. And that's a good indication right there. You can see it right there for yourself. 12 months prior, really barely 1%. Okay, total active listings, 604. Month prior was at 877. Year over year for amount of pending sales, 20%. The amount of units sold, this is another area where things actually went up in the month of December. We saw 200 units, and the month of November, that number was actually 162. Months of inventory, you see how it rose. This is the number from 2025, or 2024 rather, December 2024. And this was at 3.02 the month prior. That number was 5.41. Moving on. I know you have things to do. Talking about the east side, goes all the way towards Leavenworth, not quite Leavenworth. It cuts up about where Scenic is. And of course, that's Highway 2. So I just wanted to zoom in on areas that are more important to most of you out there. Okay. East side numbers, of course, going to be a little bit more expensive. You see median sales price, $741,000 year over year, slight increase of 7%. I'm going to say slight. That's a pretty good increase year over year. The month prior, that number was $750,000. So it did come down in the span of just 30 days. Total active listings, we see 347. Pending is the one that really stood out to me. Because if you have 100, that was a decrease by as much as almost 200%. Why so much? Well, guys, you got to consider also that, we drive around the, 405, or you drive around I-5, you look up to the city and you see a lot of cranes, a lot of buildings going up. As soon as it pops in, all of a sudden you have 70 units on the market just like that, or 20 out of the 70. Boom, boom, boom. So it really skews a lot of these numbers. Months of inventory is 2.84. The month prior to that was at 4.10. And you can see what it was 12 months ago. So obviously, as we saw all of 2025, a lot more inventory. Okay, coming up. The one area of the King County that saw the biggest decrease in the median sales price, which is great for buyers, crappy for sellers. That's the reason I picked it because, the reason I picked it is because it's the biggest drop. Okay, that's the reason I picked it out. So the area would be in Seattle, Bellevue, east of the 405. That's what the Northwest MLS calls it, east of the 405. If you're not from this area, 405 is the highway. So you're going east, west, you can't afford it. And if you can, call me, okay? But these are the areas. You see parts of Bellevue, cuts it in half, parts of Redmond, and all of Lake Sammamish. Here is the numbers. Year over year, condos, median sales price, $460,000. A drop as much 38% year over year. That's massive. Okay, that is massive. Year over year is the biggest drop. Once again, what we saw in the Northwest MLS for the month of December in the condo market. It's the Bellevue east of the 405. Great area to live. You want to live out there. Great school system out there for a lot of you guys that have children or plan to have children. That's a great area. Total active listings 49. An increase as much year over year by as much as 14%. Again, a lot of condos popping up. Units sold, 17. In the month prior, it was 23. A decrease year over year as much as 26%. Months in the inventory, 2.88. It's a lot higher. It's at 187 12 months prior, and also was that same number, 1.87, in the month of November. Hey guys, if you want me to focus on your areas, an area that you want to know more about, the numbers, how is it going up? Is it going down? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. And obviously, I'll definitely put that video on for your area in my next month's video, which of course would be for January the numbers for January 2026. What do you think? We're seeing a good start to 2026 with rates coming down. You think it's going to get better? You think it's teasing us and then it's kind of go back kind of sideways or go down as what we've seen in the past several years in our market? Let me know. I'd love to know. Good luck.